Hey Shub, hey Sesh, how you doing? I'm Yavuzless today, so I had to put my own self-promotion up. Fly to the moon. I haven't got my mouse plugged in on this computer yet. Hold on. I named the streams. He's been announcing them. I don't actually think that it would be highly appropriate to write what I've written, but whatever. Murtuza can have a laugh. He knows what a joke is. Hey Syrian, how you doing? Just to explain my balance, it's up 1,000. I took this bar yesterday. I was up heavy. And then it came back and hit my trailing stop. Yeah. I was up like 6% on that trade. I didn't take it. It was a bit silly, but yeah. Went full tilt this week, so sitting on the sidelines the past couple of days to reset myself. Yeah. Hey Vanja. Maybe Dow Jones fly to the moon. Possible. The daily pin bar is pretty nice. This bar from today is also looking pretty nice. So the problem is it's already moved so much. Like look at that. It's 212 points already, and the market hasn't even opened yet. So obviously I have to trade. It's the last day. I have to do something. So I'm gonna go a little bit crazy today, or at least my version of crazy, to try and get a few percentage points under my belt. Hey Flo, what's your strat? Just price action at support and resistance, or key levels I call it. Hey Lavish, sexy pin bars. Yep. The daily bars, that was nice. I don't like how it came back so far, but you know, it is what it is. This is quite a heavy zone now in the longer term for liquidity, so I'd say that we are going to go up, but I wait for market to open. Maybe I'll buy on a dip. Scalp short back into support right now, then a long. That's too much trading, man. I would just wait for the long. Hey Vincent. Hey Mo. The Nasdaq chart has an error. Only noticed yesterday is on the 4 hour. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to make it make a fix for it without messing with the feed. They're gonna try and do it over the weekend. Like I've seen it, right? So you scroll. Oops. You gotta come way out. And it's because of there's a data problem. I will definitely get it fixed. It's been reported a few times, and thank you for reporting it. I appreciate it. Hey Carlo, no problem. I'm glad things worked out for you. You have a good day, man. Best month I ever had an MFF live account dream, 20%. Oh, nice. Hey Ahmad. Yeah, so even with scalping, to me, this is for me, right? I'm not giving you advice. I'm just saying, to me, it's always better to be in the more sure trades and not to chase every trade. But you know your strategy. I don't know your strategy, so I can be wrong, obviously. I haven't actually looked at anything else other than Dow Jones. Gold looks pretty bullish, just at a glance. I'm just going to take some of these pin bars out of it. So that's like the range that I was talking about yesterday. How it's like just up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's going to just keep doing that. I would say that today it might actually break the range. It's entirely possible, because there's some pressure there. It's buy side pressure. So I think that's probably a good trade in the long run. But that doesn't sit well for our Dow Jones analysis. So let's see. And like pound yen on a pullback to buy might be a good trade. Oh no, it's pulled back to the long-term zone now. I got to take into account as well, it is Friday too. So Euro USD looks pretty bullish. Yeah. Ending day one with 1.3% gain. Took 8 hours. Nice job, normal. I think that's how you say it. By crazy, just don't open 200 lot position. I'm not allowed to. I'm only allowed to open 50. That's the max I'm allowed to open. Gold making lower lows but holding support. Gold has been struggling towards 1800 level. Yeah, so with gold, this isn't really like any solid pullback from the 1800 level, right? It's more like a consolidation. So it's, my interpretation of it is it's a wind up. So this is them winding up to bust through it. That's my interpretation of it. And it would kind of fit with the macroeconomics of inflation. So if I was right for today, I would only look at taking longs on gold. That's my perspective. If gold had pulled back down here, then it'd be a completely different story, because that means there's quite a lot of demand at 1800 to sell, or supply, if you want to be arguing semantics. But it sort of hasn't. It's still sort of sitting there, right? And these aren't very convincing rejections. So it's just consolidating and it's winding up. And I think that this zone is going to get taken right out. Yeah, we're just here shooting the shit, right? That's obviously I want to probably buy, but I don't have anything clear. Maybe in here. The top trader I think is on 13%. Wind up as in accumulation, kinda, yeah. That would be another word we could use to describe it. Yeah, the top guy's at 13%. The trade I took last night, which I recorded, I was hoping that it would run because it was, I held it when the pin bar formed on the daily. So I thought, okay, so we won't pull back and we'll just go straight up, but we didn't. And so that was probably my last chance to catch the guy, but now I'm, unless the market rallies like 400 points today and I'm in the market, then I don't think that I have a chance. My goal now is top 5, and I don't even think I'm in that at the moment. I think I'm 6th right now. But, I'm in a lot better condition than I was a week ago, right? That's for sure. All right, so this is gonna be a risk trade, I think. And I'm going to wait a bit. Oh, my ear just started ringing. What the hell? The problem I'm gonna have here is that this is 60 points. Hey Dihang, what? I do think we're going up. All right, I'm in. I'm going to shift. All right, and use that bar as a indication bar. I'm gonna hold this, hopefully to heaven, to this zone maybe. Hopefully this pin bar gets broken as well. I need to mark that top there, which is, all right. So the goal here now is to hold this as tight as possible in order to get me as close as possible to the top. Why do I think it's going up? Because of this daily pin bar on the 50 is pretty strong signal for me. It kind of pulled back to this zone I drew on the 1 minute. The problem I'm having is the ranges are so wide, right? That's the problem I'm having. Ranges are very wide. It could swing any moment, any direction, and wipe me out. But it's the last day. I have to do something, right? It's kind of like how traders, when they reach day 29 of the evaluation, they're like, gotta do something, and YOLO. Also, if you look at the 1 minute, this is a hindsight play, right? So you have the trend is clearly up with all the moving averages spanning. It came back to the 50, it bounced off the 50, it went up. I should have taken it off the 50. I didn't, because I took too long to enter. I was a bit cautious. It could spike me out, but it's the last day, man. How can we find out the highest drawdown that has happened in our account? I don't think we have that metric yet. I know it's on the list of the metrics. Wait for close above pin bar. The problem is that that's going to be a 400 point range, and if you wait for that, it could just get to that point and sit there and make a pincer formation. But I mean, the one good thing about this is that you're buying share indices, right? So share indices, you're more likely to make money on a buy than a sell trade. So statistically, I'm on the right direction. It's just the market is a bit wide right now. Why is your actual profit only that much of it? That's points. That's why I show my points for a reason, because that's how I trail my trades, based on points. Like right now, I'm gonna move my stop closer because I touched 45. So the drawdown metric. So you guys want a watermark metric in your dashboard to see where your lowest point was, right? And that's what you're looking for. I will add that to the list. I need to hit 8K to, yeah, pretty much. My hope would be that if I get this trade right, let's say I get the 200 points out of it, that puts me at 108. So at least I've passed the challenge. Like if it was an evaluation, I would have passed. But it puts me within striking distance of the winner. But I think that they're not trading today. The two top guys, then I don't think they're trading today. I checked their accounts earlier, which would mean that I'd either have to move this to break even, look for a pullback and enter again, or figure out a way to increase my size safely in order to double up. I don't know. No commission. Yeah. Why don't you do this 10 trading days? This is my 10th trading day, Mohammed. I did it last week and I'm doing it this week. That's 10 trading days. I missed one day on live stream, but I did trade one trade that day. So you're at resistance. Resistance is futile. That's a pretty broad pattern there. Listen, like my view today, my mindset today is this is the last day I have to be in the market. Why don't you stop minimum 10 trading days? Because that would be silly. It would make people lose more of their fees, and we don't want to do that. Can you change DD drawdown of 5% to initial deposit balance or equity instead of just balance? Because it mainly affects if you are in negative balance, and it's easy to work out the 5%. We are considering a change, but the way that we have our rules right now, it makes sense to us, because the people who don't respect the 5% daily as it is generally are too risky. So they need to tone it down a bit. What percent risk is this trade? Too much. 1 point something, 1.4. It's going down now. Could be. Could be. It might just dilly-dally here. We'll see. If it were to go down from here, let's say if it hit my stop and closed the hour bar at near my stop, then I can safely say that the pin bar on the daily is not going to work out. What lot size your entry? 25 lots, which is like 2.5 on Forex, because it's only $25 per point. What I would like to see is a punch through up to 35, breaking that pin bar, but we'll be pretty lucky if that happens. But it looks pretty bullish. Nasdaq's had a resistance, but it also looks, that's a tier trend bullish. Yeah, that's going up. Am I croaky again today? If I'm up 6%, for example, and my trade rolls over the new day and it reverses to 1% profit, does that violate my daily drawdown? Yes, it does. Why are you giving up 5%? Flip a coin for max size long or short on US 30 at end of trading day if you're unhappy with profit. Yeah. I'm kind of, I mean, there are two things that I've discovered doing this, right? Is that streaming, you trade a little bit differently to what you normally would, because you're overanalyzing. Well, I'm overanalyzing, and I don't pull the trigger as easily. And then the other thing is when you lower your days from 30 to 10, it's quite painful. Mohammed, I understand what you're saying, but I don't agree, and I don't think the company agrees with you. The 10 trading days teaches us a lot about the trader and their patience. So it's a very important factor in trading. I'm still having issues logging into the website. Are there still issues going out on? It says I have the wrong password or email. Let the support know. They will reset your password and it will fix it. Obviously trail stops, just making sure I was correct. Yeah, you're right that we do calculate it overnight, right? We've had it happen on live accounts, let's say, because I don't monitor demos so much. But on live accounts, we've had it happen 3 times where someone was in profit and came back and whacked them. One of them was recently, and that guy had an equity swing of 9%. Which, that shouldn't happen, right? That really shouldn't happen. 9%, come on. That's a big swing. If you're up 9% on a 200K account, you want to bank that. Bank it, take it all the way to the Lambo store. All right, now we're at the pin bar resistance. I'm hoping it doesn't come back and whack me right now. That's what I'm hoping. I want it like some extension of this move so that I can move to break even. Hard to guess Dow Jones movement since top stock another country down this week. Yeah, man. The global situation with the macros is a bit weird. Like in Asia, there's still a lot of pandemic stuff going on. The US is kind of okay with the pandemic, but still a bit funny. But the employment situation is getting better. So, but inflation fear is coming back. There's a whole bunch of things going on. 9% sounds like a 2 pip. Nah, man, that was like, I don't think he was an SMC guy. There was no stop loss, so definitely not SMC. What is the condition for free re-entry? You just have to stay in profit. If your account is in good standing and your days are up, you can have a free retry. It's fine. You just send a message to evaluation at my Forex funds, and it's all good. Who TF wouldn't take 18K as a single trade? Yeah, I know, right? And then write a negative review about us. That's the painful part. It's like, this is trading and you just played roulette and now you're sort of blaming us for it. But that's part and parcel of it. I don't complain. Well, I do sometimes, but you know, we're quite a new market in general, like this Forex prop firm thing. A lot of the stuff that we have, like for example, such a quick evaluation to live and no lot size limitations and everything like that, in real futures prop, that would never happen ever. If you can make 20k tonight, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I would love for this trade to work out. It'll put me at passing the evaluation, right? And it looks pretty good right now. Actually, I'm gonna move to break even, I think. I would cry if it hits my break even. If what I think is going to happen happens, it'll probably go beyond my take profit, but I would like to hit the take profit so it says that I've passed the evaluation at least. I feel like as a prop firm, you can certainly attract a bit of stupid crowd. I think it's up to us to educate a little bit, right? If you're a company who wants people to fail, then this is kind of the perfect business, because a lot of people aren't aware of how things truly work. And I don't say that to say that we are 100%, we know everything. It's to say that it would be nice if you could say to people, hey, look, if you trade during rollover, the spreads widen and you're going to get stopped out. So don't trade over rollover because we get 200 plus complaints every day. During rollover, someone gets stopped out, right? But these people will have even an accelerated account, which is for more professional traders. So it's we have a responsibility to educate as well. And we're going to try to do it. Would you take partial profit on this trade and why? I'm going to say ordinarily I would have taken the profit, but it's the last day of the challenge and I need to catch up to the leader somehow, at least get close. And this is the only way that I'm going to do it, by holding on to a trade and kind of hoping that it gives me more out of it. So the only good thing I've done right now is I've protected the trade, but I should have already taken the profit. 100 points, that's enough for me. Trading in general has been marketed way too hard to a crowd that isn't ready to trade. It's not fair to a lot of people who are desperate to make a living. Kinda, yeah. I would argue that we're all grown adults, right? We're not marketing to children. And we all have decisions that we can make. But like the one thing that I don't like is when people say that trading is easy, right? Even my mother once said, if you can do it, why isn't everyone doing it? And obviously that is quite insulting too, but at the same time, it's not easy. And if you apply as much screen time as I have, you might have a chance. But if you haven't done the work and the screen time and you don't understand the market and all the elements to it, so the spreads and what rollover is and why holding over the weekend is quite risky unless your trade is relatively small and all those details, then you gotta understand that you're jumping into it too, right? It's kind of a two-way street here. If I have made 500 profit on 2,000 account evaluation, the drawdown is only going to start with the 500 first, right? If it is within the profit, then my drawdown is 0. Depends if it's the same day or not, Kelvin. If it's the same day, correct. If it's not the same day, then it recalculates 5% at rollover. The Insta gurus, yeah. I actually had a run-in with one of them some time ago because they were preying on minorities. And that was very upsetting to me anyway. It was upsetting, so I was basically exposing them a little bit. Hello, long time listener. Huh? Haha, Murtuza. Haha. Ha. What's the first step you have to take to start trading, huh? Good question. The first step would be to get a demo account somewhere and familiarize yourself with the platform so that you have a tool, the first tool, and then you have to find the rest of the tools. Ooh, I really want the market to push. The hourly's in 6 minutes. I spend like 5 hours a day staring at charts and trading. I come back from my full-time job because I enjoy trading so much and want to learn everything about it. Yep. That's what you gotta do, right? I would say that I've done like 17 years of that with very few breaks. First step is to be ready to feel despair for multiple months before you start to understand anything. I thought the first step was to make $1 million in a demo account and then think you can do it in a live account and then lose your money, right? Isn't that usually is how it works, I think. Ah, nice job. Congratulations on passing. There's 2 people ahead of you. Thanks, Jay. I'm hoping that I can hold this for the heavens, but it's at a resistance that's kind of important, but the momentum is there, so hopefully. Why does the metrics doesn't show my drawdown for that particular day? See the guy in the chat, Kelvin, called Murtuza Kazmi? He owns the company. Maybe if you knock on his door, he can get that added for you. I'm kind of throwing it back at him, but I will add it to the list of suggestions because we obviously want to revamp the dashboard a lot, so we'll try and do it. Yeah, those 2 guys, they're on live accounts too. Let me check. You think you can? I can move my stop loss? Yeah, probably can. I'm gonna let it break this high first, and then I'll probably shift it a little bit. But as mentioned before, today is kind of a bit YOLO-y because it's the last day of the challenge, so I have to. It's kind of all or nothing. I probably should have used my maximum lot size too, but I didn't. But that's all right. That's all right. Let's look at these guys now. Let's see. We have Hadir is at 112 and Montel is at 110 basically. And Montel doesn't have any trades and Hadir doesn't have any trades. So that's, yeah, I don't think they're going to trade today. And for that reason, I think that 112 is going to be the watermark to beat. Is there a Murtuza session later today? I don't know actually, because we're a bit in trouble. Hey Mohammed, sometimes that happens and it's a human error. It doesn't happen often. I think it's happened like 10 times out of the tens of thousands of customers we have. And we always correct it, and usually we give them something extra too, like extra days or something. So if there is a mistake, you just let us know and we fix it. May sound silly, but something I think about the dashboard is it would be handy if profits and losses were color coded in trade history, so it's easy to see at a glance instead of all being gray. It's a good idea. I like it. Color coded. I can even make it shoot confetti if you had a profitable day or something. That would be cool. It'd be very heavy on the server load, but it'd still be cool. Move your stop loss. Say please. I already moved it a little bit, see? I'm actually thinking about closing the trade, so... the hour is up. It's also the 4 hour. I'm holding on. I'm holding on. Yeah, confetti or like some sort of scary firework. I don't know. We'll see. We have a lot of ideas and plans for the dashboard. It's just about implementing them. They're quite complicated. They take time. Move my stop loss, please. Okay. There. It hasn't formed like any area yet. So once this breaks out upwards, if it does, then I'll use this as where my stop goes. So I'll put it like somewhere in here. I'm still hopeful. Double your trade for the YOLO? Yeah, like... I wish. He's watching the charts and the price action. Stop loss is extremely important. Why is everyone stressing? It's good discipline. I like it when people are saying things like move stop loss into a positive spot. I like that, but as I mentioned before, I'm kind of YOLOing in because it's the last day of the challenge, right? So I need to have enough breathing room to let this trade go to heaven. It's not really how I would trade normally. I would probably have closed the trade already. 100 points, that's enough for me for a day. I don't need more than that. But I'm holding on. We can do one on Monday. All right, we'll do the podcast on Monday instead of today. That's fine. Except on Monday, both you and I probably won't be here, I believe. I'm in positive in phase 2. Can you please extend my time period? We don't really offer that for phase 2, unfortunately, because phase 2 is already 60 days. I'm rolling for evaluation account now. What country is the payment processed through? I want to call my bank so they don't block the transaction. It's either Canada or United States. Murtuza, which are we using? WooCommerce Canada? Should have won 100 lots. I'm only allowed to do 50. So, and I chose 25. Why did I choose 25 today? I don't know why I did that. Maybe I didn't want to go. I think psychologically I probably didn't want to lose the profit I had. Fair value gap. Yeah, hopefully that happens, because then I hit my take profit and we can go dance in the streets. How many retakes can one take on MFF? What will make you fund a trader who has taken 5 retakes? Our obligation, if they've passed, then we will fund them. That's our obligation. It's what our business does. So if it takes people 5 times to pass, then we put them on live, and that's just our obligation, right? Which country has the most live traders? That's a good question, but I don't know actually, because I don't sort of pay attention to that. We have a lot of people from India and the African countries, and a lot of Americans. So I think it's a pretty good mix. That would be an assumption, but I would say it's pretty mixed and quite good. Hi Vortex. Hourly close above key level. Go, it's your day. Yeah, I would. It's nice to finish with a bang, so to speak. But it's not over yet, right? It's definitely not over yet. Because if you remember, Wednesday last week was like I was a bit nervous that I was going to actually lose the account. So, yeah. Yeah, I think the reason I actually took the trade, if you look at that bar, it's with momentum. It's after the market has kind of crashed. It's the Dow Jones, so it's always kind of bullish long term. And just the pin bar on the daily, like that's all those things together, and you got like a nice recipe for a big move, and that's kind of what's happened now. The thing is, the range is so wide, so where the move ends is a big question. I just put my take profit in a zone that I had drawn before and it had respected before, but I don't even know if that's gonna if that's even a reasonable target right now. It could just sit here for the rest of the day. It's moved so much already, so you got 382 points, right? It absolutely could hit my take profit, but it also could go and hit my stop loss because the range is so wide. India has a lot of funded traders at MFF. Yep. We've paid out a lot to people from India, actually. Yes, a bank statement will work, Vortex. As long as it has your address on it, it will work. So yeah, today it's a good day. And I actually had saw the original move up, but you know, rules are rules, right? Wait for market open, wait for the stream. I actually had a conversation today before the stream dealing with some customer because he kept trying to open with trades with a stop loss of 0.2 pips. And I want everyone to know that if you have a stop loss of 0.2 pips on real market, not on some bucket shop place where your trade is hitting the market, your stop loss will be hit 100% of the time, without question, right? It is unreasonable to think that long term you can trade using a 0.2 pip stop loss. How many Malaysians are funded? I see a few of them, but not that many. We don't have a huge Malaysian client base. It's growing, but we don't have a huge one. But there's definitely some Malaysian folks that are. I think there's one with 200K. Yeah, there's a 200K Malaysian guy. Is market manipulation as bad as people say? No, it's not. Have you ever, as a scalper, scale in open position after first or second break support or resistance if trade goes into profit? Yep. I have traded and added on pullbacks. Most of the time, it is closed pretty quick afterwards on the next move up. Like, I won't scale in 4 times, but I might scale in twice. And then it's usually once the full position is in from all the adding, it's like 10 pips in profit more, and I'll take it because it's so big. Anyone from South Africa that is funded? Yes, there are quite a lot of South Africans who are funded. I'm like waiting for more movement upwards. I believe there's a garbage truck outside. Are there any traders 600K funded? I think the highest we have is 500 at the moment. I think 500. I have to double check. I know that there are some 300K accounts from compounding and merging, but I don't think there's 600. I think it's 500 though. And one of them has the 300 as well. Man thought he had a real life money glitch with a stop loss that small. Yep, pretty much. Like, can you imagine if you could put your stop that small, then when you make money, you essentially have no risk, right? You just go as hard as. Hey Jimbo, is there any market manipulation? Yeah, sure. I guess it depends on your definition of manipulation, but definitely, especially in the exotic pairs. They're manipulated regularly, I think. Give me 30 days, I'll get the 600 trade. Man, I think you've made a comment like that before, and I keep saying, go for it. I hope you do. I want to see it. That's it. Right? Go for it. Do it. Make it happen. I need to lower this a bit. I want to see it. Biggest accelerated account. It was 200K or 190K or something. That guy lost it, and now we have another one that's up there. There's a lady who's trading 2 that are now at 100K, and I think it's the 3rd or 4th scaling that they have done. And they're pretty close to scaling again, I think. By year end, you will see me on 600. I hope so. I hope so. Our goal is, to have so many guys making profit with trading that we don't need new customers anymore. Like, we've got our group and we're happy. So if you guys can get 600K and hold it forever, I'll be happy. Make your money, be happy. So let's see if this continues or I'm just gonna get disappointed. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Yeah, top accelerated guy lost it, and he lost it from like some pretty massive trades, but he didn't close them when they were losing badly. Biggest ever payout for one trader, I don't know. It's in the 20Ks. There's currently some people who are in a higher profit than that, but they have some days to go until they reach that. Yeah, it is around the 30K mark. Will there be any live sessions next week? That is a good question. I'm actually supposed to be on vacation next week, but I might stop by and stream on Tuesday and Thursday. And Murtuza has said that he wants to do the podcast on Monday, so maybe I'll do that too. But we'll see. I definitely need a rest. Like that I don't think that I would lie about that. I definitely need a rest. So we'll see. I do enjoy streaming though, so I might come on and talk to you guys. We'll see. I wouldn't be able to like record it for YouTube though, because I wouldn't know what content that is. This week has been rough for me. Wiggled myself out of some good trades at a loss and took some wins, but overall down 2R. No bueno. Yeah, it happens, man. 600K funded of limit 3 account valuation per person. I mean 200K on one account. You can have maximum of 300K in one account, and you can have as many accounts as you want, but the maximum capital you can have is 600K allocated capital, and then you can scale from there. The evaluation already has scaling. It's on the website. How do we even register tax for Forex income? Do we need to? You would need to consult a local accountant for that, because every country is different. Some countries don't tax it, some do heavily, some treat it as investment income. With the prop firm, you're actually an independent contractor, so it would be independent contracting income, which would come under self-employment law, I think. It depends, again, it depends where you live. Some countries don't even have tax for self-employed, so it would. You're in Malaysia, right? You would have tax, because I used to live there, I can say that, but I think it's minimalized. Would you ever do an interview series with profitable traders on the YouTube, like I think FTMO does? Yes, we are planning to do that. Right now, there is a technological issue that we're trying to resolve to do that. But we will definitely want to do that. We do them written at the moment. Will you implement scaling? I've already answered that. How does MFF earn on accelerated accounts? We have a 50% profit split. That's the easiest way to earn, or actually we earn the most from that. But we also earn on volume if we have enough volume. So we negotiate and get a better price from liquidity. The thing about accelerated accounts is we can't really lose money. I mean, our risk is like $5 on an account or something like that, so it's not too bad. The only issue is if we slip on the close, but we usually pretty good at that, good at dealing with that, so it's no drama. Let's go down. Okay. I thought I was going to have to trade a lot today, but it turns out I might only have to trade one trade. And that would be interesting. Amazing. Gold is proving me wrong too, which that's sad. Pound dollar. Can someone who trades pound and follows pound a lot tell me why is the pound so weak right now? Because I don't understand the euro strength versus the pound weakness in general, and I don't follow it enough to have a decision. So if someone in the chat could give me like a rough idea of what's going on. Yep, that's the scaling psi m. That's the one. Because this pound weakness has confused me. Okay, pound yen. Yen is the fear greed factor, right? But like, look at that, and then you compare it to euros, more less straight down and more bit of buying in there too. I just want to know, is there something I'm missing in the UK right now? Because USD is too strong? Because the US cover sucks? Brexit? But Brexit's kind of over, right? I mean, I guess it could be that. Could be COVID too, I guess, because Britain and COVID aren't really good friends right now. But so is Europe. Europe's pretty bad. Seasonal tendency. That's a good one. That would make quite a bit of sense too. I like that idea, seasonal tendency. I mean, it played really well off the 50 here on the pound short, and I think Costas, are you here, Costas? You had short from there, right? Brexit doesn't dust more likely because the delta is increasing with death. Yeah. Which is interesting as well, because it hasn't shaken global markets too much, even though there's like lockdowns in Australia now, which we're doing so well. Even New Zealand is like making fun of them. And like I have phone calls with my mother, for example, who's in Australia, and we discuss it, and she talks about lockdowns and the tracing and everything like that. So there should be a bit more fear in the market, right? Can I show my analysis of that trade right now? Okay, so I took the trade on this bar. The trend was clearly up. I needed a pullback. This was my zone for a pullback. It didn't hit my zone for the pullback, but it made quite an aggressive bar on that. I took the trade knowing that there's a lot of momentum in the market because it was pushing really hard upwards. It's 200 points. It pulled back from their 70, and then it came back again. This bar was a bit scary because if you combine the two bars, it is a dodgy. But once this happened, I was quite happy. It was based on this pin bar on the daily, which indicated to me that there's strong buying interest today. So I was always going to buy today. It's just a matter of finding a place to do it. I almost missed it because of the early move up. The early move up sort of changed my psychology a bit because of such a big move. But today's the last day of the challenge, so I kind of have to be in the market, and so I took the trade. Clubs are open again, so 90% of the economy is going into the coke dealers' hands in cash. And I read that out loud. Okay. All right. Pablo. If you thought US retail sales in July were weak, declining, you did not see the UK figures. The fresh report showed a plunge of 2.5%. That would make a lot of sense as well. Could FX futures volumes be useful when trading spot forex? Sometimes. Sometimes if there's like a divergence in the two markets, or the prices aren't moving similarly, yes. But generally you will find that futures moves first. But now spot is pretty much up to date with it, so it's not very different. There's a lot more liquidity in spot than in futures. Inflation. The data is as alarming as the sharp fall in consumer confidence in the US and could potentially put a stop to Bank of England's plans to raise rates earlier and cuts into the QE buying program. This unpleasant surprise in the data is developing pressure on the pound, which has lost 1% against the dollar in just over 24 hours. So you're saying that the UK inflation fears have weakened. They're planning not to raise rates, therefore the pound is getting manhandled, whereas the US and European central banks seem to be on target with their potential rate rises. Would that be accurate? I thought after Brexit, pound would be very strong. That's why I'm very curious as to, like, even, I think I highlighted this the other day, this head and shoulders on the daily. It's like, oh my God, pound buyers need to be a little bit scared right now. Hey Josh, can you share your trading strategy? I just use points of interest, and I have trend analysis with moving averages too, and I watch the angles of moving averages and things like that. It's nothing special. It's just basic, I guess, price action in areas of interest, and then confirming it with some sort of confluence with the trend, or the bounce off an average or something like that. I have fractals on the chart just for visual reference. It's really, I don't use them anymore. But they're pretty good at showing when a pullback with the trend occurs. Like you see the fractal under the bar that I took the trade on, the next bar would have made that fractal because it didn't make a new low, right? So that kind of is a confirmation. But other than that, I just find good points of interest. Like this wick here is a good point of interest. These wicks down here are good points. That is a different time frame. I drew that one. This is fresh from today, I think. But then I have these zones that I've drawn up here. Let me zoom out. This one was kind of a guess at a high zone when I bought, because I bought after this bar. I bought into this here. That was my first trade that got me out of drawdown. I do a lot better on the buy than the sell when I trade Dow, but I just keep my eyes on zones and then follow trend with the zones so that I can get good entries and stuff like that. Nice trade, 4K would have taken and gone to the pub. Yeah, me too, but it's the last day, right? I need to compete with the guys. I don't think my target is to be in the top 5. So if I hit this, I believe I'm going to be in the top 5. So I'll be on the leaderboard, but I won't be winning. So I don't think I can win, not unless I stream all day and sort of do risky things. What risk percentage do I trade with? On my personal, 1%. On this, it was 2.5%. Who should I email to move forward to phase 2? evaluation@myforexfunds.com. And then within 48 hours, you should get your phase 2. There were a few delays this week, but it should be up to date now. If you allow crypto now, then why don't you allow to trade crypto in the weekend, considering it's open? Because we are executing on futures, so futures market is not open. And we don't want to build a trading desk to help fill spot trades on the weekend because we already struggle to keep up with staff requirements. We're hiring all the time. And it's nice for traders also to have a break. You shouldn't be trading all the time. It's not healthy. But that's up to you. Sorry, I'm getting a bit croaky throated, talking too much. I feel temptation to potentially close this trade, but it definitely doesn't put me ahead of compound interest stock guy, and he's in the leaderboard. And I want to be in the top 5. So let's see. Maybe I can find something somewhere else. See, I'd like to say this, but the daily chart to me screams of going down. I can remove all these objects that I put on here. Zoom in. I'm not going to make the mistake of trading Euro USD again because it is so slow. Pound Aussie maybe. I just don't know. I don't know how it behaves, so I don't know if it'll put me over the top. Hold the line. Yeah, man, I'm trying. It's a hard one. Like, holding trades like this when you're in so much profit is very complicated. I'd say that the psychology of being heavily in profit is a lot harder than the psychology of opening a trade. Do you prefer indices over currencies? If so, why? So the two things I like to trade are Dow and Euro JPY. Lately, I only trade Dow because of my work. It's easier to trade and get a reward out of it because it moves so much, right? Euro JPY as well, I'd have to be awake during the European session or at least during the Japanese session. And by the time those sessions come around, my brain is mush. So right now I'm kind of just trading Dow. But I do like currencies. I do like indices a lot. I like indices even more now that you can actually fill the order properly, because a few years ago you couldn't. You had to B-book indices. Like it was when CFDs became a big thing, everything was warehoused in the broker, right? Now you can actually hedge them. They go into prime of prime and then they go into the market, and that's great. So you don't have to worry about naughty things. What is the reward for the winner of this contest? The current winner is a live account, so he will get a free 100K evaluation. What's the contract size per lot on the account you're trading with? On my evaluation account, one lot is one contract, but I see that you're making much more profit for your 25 lots. This is the same server as your evaluation account, so it's the same. It's just I have 155 points of profit. So it's 25 times 155. Is there any rule against not closing trades on Friday? Only on accelerated. Accelerated, you cannot have trades on the weekend. Buy big at market and defend the position. Yeah. On my demo account. I like when my scalp position turns into swing position, even if it's only 20% of original size. Yeah, and a lot of people do that, and I see it in the server too, and that's great, especially when the size goes down to something that's negligible. So they've taken most off the table. That's great. I just don't have that habit, and I've been trading so long. Changing my habits is very, very hard. Ooh, a nice spike into my take profit would be absolutely amazing. Why don't you offer XAU Euro and XAU AUD? I thought I had the Euro one. Oh no, I have the Kilo and I have the Turkish Lira one. I will take that into thought. I don't think I can get XAU AUD, but I think I can get an XAU Euro. So I'll have a look. Can you have trades over the weekend for evaluation? Yes, and you can have them on evaluation live too. It's just accelerated that you can't, and the reason is because of margin requirements during weekend is significantly higher, and we have so many accelerated accounts that we'd have to be transferring millions of dollars every weekend just to cover, and then that would delay payouts as well, so we don't want to do that. It is an EMA. I use an exponential moving averages. The only moving average that I don't use the exponential for is the 200 if I was to trade with a 200. So let me it would be the 200 simple, right? The 200 simple is like a really old school moving average that's used by analysts. I won't say banks, analysts. And generally the way that they use it is over under, markets over, markets going up, under, markets going down. That would be the analysis, right? So when you see people on the TV at the news channel going, gold rallied and it's above the 200 moving average, or the trend direction is now up, it has made a critical cross or whatever, it's usually the 200 simple they're referring to. It's hard to trade it because of things like this where it sort of crosses back and forth. Obviously there's a 5-minute chart and they'd be looking at something bigger, so let's look at something bigger. But for example, here, as it changes, this is where you'd get stopped out a lot, but once you got the right one, you got a huge profit, right? Like even this is quite big and this is big, and you know, it's definitely a strategy that can work out if you know how to sort of manage your risk and your way you trade. But that would be the only non-exponential moving average that I would use. No, I'm going to get it off my chart. Go the Instagram trade around called the bank's favorite indicator. Yeah. I know that banks don't trade with it. I just know that the analysts who do like the reports and stuff, I do know that they look at it. And you know, analysis is always right when it's not wrong. That's they don't trade, so you know, they don't matter really. I only care about the people who pull the trigger, right? If an analyst wants to tell me that stocks are going to go up, and then they wait 5 weeks for them to actually go up and say, "See, I told you," then good for them. I'm getting an allergy now. Ooh. Still holding on, but This movement now, or lack of movement, is a little bit concerning to me now. Because it's in this zone, see? I'm gonna zoom out where that zone came from. That came from a liquidity zone, right? That's before the spike up. So there could be interest there. I think this is still the better one. Call it the bank's favorite indicator. Trade like the banks. Moving average 200. Speaking of, for bank traders, do they actually trade on a daily basis like us retail do, or do they do things differently? I'd say that there are some desks that would trade similarly in that they would do chart analysis, but they wouldn't be common because most of that task now, like in the 90s, sure, heaps of people, there would be a huge floor of people with their CRT monitors and their analysis on it, but now most of it's algorithm driven. So what a desk trader would do now in most cases, if they're just an individual, would be to find liquidity. So they'd be calling up people to get more liquidity for the algorithm. So the company might have a buy only sentiment, so now they're trying to find as much liquidity to buy. But again, it's still very heavily algorithm driven. The trading floors aren't like they used to be. They're not big anymore. They don't pay as much anymore, unless you're a quant. But yeah. How do you identify your liquidity zones? Usually it would be the wick of plus the 2 bars before a big move up. That would be a somewhat accurate representation. It'd be like this here. Let me zoom in. Like this. This would be a small one, but this is a low time frame, right? It's 1 minute chart. You have 2 bars and a hard buy bar. So it's like that zone. This one maybe. That's the top of the pin bar from yesterday's daily. This 2 lines, that's the top of the pin bar. So my brain is telling me that it has to stay above that. So if it goes below that, then I'm probably gonna get stopped out and ruin my day. But this, like this is a zone 2, but it's already in a zone, which is these wicks, which were downside liquidity. But I don't label things the same way, because I know what you're asking me, but I don't label it. I just say key points, you know, what visually I see where there could be movement in my favor, or where I look for movement in my favor, right? Key areas of interest. Because I don't truly know what happened in this bar, for example. All I know is that the price fell and the price went up hard. That's all I know. And it could be that someone bought heavily, or it could be that the sell side liquidity pulled their orders and the market just spiked. So I don't know what happened there, and there might not have been more liquidity. It might just been less liquidity. So that's what I say. Stop looking at the chart and it will go up, man. That's how it works. Sometimes it does, except when you go to bed and then you wake up in the morning with a dead account. Are hedge funds the same, or are they close to retail since they aren't as big as banks? Hedge funds operate more on fundamental analysis, I think. A lot of them are algorithm driven and quant. So a hedge fund, for example, can be a liquidity pool too, so they can be a market maker for retail FX, and they can either be buy side or sell side or both side, it depends, but they will operate in that nature, and then use that flow probably to take other positions, maybe to increase the delta. Hedge funds are very sophisticated though, so it's a little bit more than my brain is capable of, right? I'm not a PhD in math or anything like that. I'm just a cowboy. They would do analysis like we do, and they probably would try to take positions. But even those nowadays, they're largely quant. The macroeconomic sentiment would be their analysis, and they use quant to get the best pricing, and then become a little bit predatory too. So they're known to be a bit aggressive because they have less regulation. So when you talk about things like stop hunting or liquidity hunting, hedge funds can be responsible for that. But in general, like this one trade with a stop loss stuff is not really what big boys do anymore. Why might the big players pull their orders from the market? Because they've managed to fill a hidden order on the other side. It's almost like front running. But in spot FX, you can do that, right? On futures, you can't. In futures, it's more like spoofing, and that's illegal. This might actually take a while, this trade. Sit down, take a while. Gold looks good. It's still in between the averages though, so that's a bit scary. Nasdaq went hammer time. Look, inverted head and shoulders broke. Went big time up, and it looks like that's gonna go for a record Monday. But I am not getting the same response. S&P looks pretty good too, but it's sort of Dow-like, right? Yeah. I would hope that this continues. Haven't watched it for a few days. When did it recover from 93K? Thursday and Friday, Hussein. And then I've kind of been every day positive since then. So they'd line up orders on one side of the market to influence it to go the other way. Then they'd fulfill orders on the other side and then pull their pendings. Not exactly. The way that they would do it, I think, is they would start filling on a balanced market and then pull their orders on the balanced market so the market becomes unbalanced. Can you check GBAUD? It looks good, and earlier it looked like I could buy it, but I didn't because I don't understand the pair enough. I think around here is when I was saying, you know, maybe I could buy that, but I don't understand the pair enough, and the situation in Australia and the situation in UK. I don't understand it enough. But it does look bullish back to the top. That's my perspective of it. Can you? Okay. I hope it continues too, man. And there's me thinking you were crap, mate. I actually legitimately saw someone from this chat who I managed to identify in the server take the opposite trade of me, and it was one of my winning trades, and it was pretty funny. It made me laugh a little bit. I felt sad for the person because that's just not something that you should do in general, is trade against someone who you don't actually know full capabilities of. But yeah, that was a bit funny to me. What's going on in BTC seems to have popped 48k. I did have BTC here, right? There it is. Let's move it up. Yeah, it's just another trend bounce. Like, obviously I don't believe Bitcoin is hugely technical, but it seems to be becoming a little bit technical. But these are nice areas, right? So like, oops, wrong shape. So like this is nice, and then this is nice, and it's just following its trend. So it's back to trending, I guess, because remember it was ranging for so long. But you should, yeah, because Bitcoin's really government intervention driven at the moment. Like, I would say that the up and under is here, and then it potentially could go even further down, or it could come back down to it and go up again. We'll see. I'm not a big fan of crypto in general, but I mean for trading, right? But it seems to just be following the same pattern. It's just taking the trend in the steps 1, 2, and the next one, and then it should, if it was technical, it should structure back down, but it probably won't. So balanced market being a range, yes. So balanced market is when there's the same number of buys and sells on both. So it sort of just sits around in a range as people execute at market. Just the beast does what it wants. Yeah, kinda. It has become a bit more stable now with all the futures and dealing and everything like that. Like, I don't believe that when you buy Bitcoin anymore, your orders hitting the market, you're just taking it from reserves. Because the commission is so low, it's not profitable to execute all trades. So you have to warehouse and adjust. And I think that that's what happened with BitMEX. Didn't they get caught out for doing that? But as long as you get Bitcoin, right? The problem is that if one of those companies who are doing the warehousing goes bust, then the market will collapse. Because then they can't pay out. And I think that a few companies, they did the runner, right? There was one in Turkey, there's one in South Africa or somewhere. They ran out of new liquidity, so they just went, you know what, I'm taking all my Bitcoin that are in warehouse and I'm running away. I think that was the story. I'm not entirely sure. I just roll my eyes when I see those articles. So, wow, my allergies are going nuts. Yeah, actually, I kind of thought that this was going to break this bottom here of Bitcoin. I thought that with all the regulatory talk and, I thought that this was going to end up somewhere down in here in this 13,000 area, but it held. The power of the hodl, as they say. It is kind of flat in comparison, though. It might be losing a bit of momentum. Much like my Dow trade. Losing a lot of momentum. And we're going into lunchtime, which even worse, to be sitting on a trade during lunch. I used to trade for BitMEX. I remember when they were being investigated a few years back. Bitcoin changed its behavior and hasn't been the same since. Yep. Just asking for advice. Since Monday that I opened the account, 10k val, only set 5 hours a day. Looking at the chart, 13 hours, 10k is stressful, man. I opened many trades, but 70% were successful. You should sleep more. It will help you a lot, and you should definitely get some time outside breathing fresh air. It helps also. People underestimate the power of sitting in the greenery. Too much cat, probably. It's definitely possible. Definitely possible. I should get a pill. Hold on, I'm gonna be back in a second. I'm back. Hey Matt, I'm good mate, how are you? But using 0.25 lot, not good man. Using scalping 20 pip and 30 pip stop loss. Do you think increasing the lot size will make a difference? I think that your risk reward is out of whack. 20 take profit, 30 stop loss. Man, that's hard to hit a string of losses. Unable to use the coupon code, it is not available now. Clear your cache and it should work. If it doesn't work, contact support and we will resolve it. If Murtuza is still in here, he can double check the coupon, but we extended it yesterday, so make sure you're using the uppercase letters too. Challenges are hard mentally, much harder than actual trading on a live account. I don't know. I guess it depends on how much you're putting up for it. Like if you're paying like a month of your salary to do a 200k challenge, then yeah, it could be stressful. But if it's like not a huge amount of money for you, then it's just a demo account, right? Like I see a lot of support messages where someone has borrowed money to take an evaluation and failed, and that's really sad. Yes, Murtuza, I'm seeing your messages, but delayed, that's all. There's a delay on the stream, that's why. The coupon is now changed to end of Monday night, end of day, Eastern. So there is still time. I haven't plugged it yet. So the coupon is thank you MFF 10. The T in thank and the Y in you and the MFF are all capital letters. I'm sorry, I'm getting text messages from multiple people. Still holding above the pin bar, slightly. The top of the pin bar. I have to say it's a little discouraging, the market right now, and I want to repeat that the reason I haven't closed is because I am in the last day of the MFF versus trader challenge, so it's a little bit all or nothing. I'm in profit with my stop loss, but whether I make 395 or 8,000, or I think it's 5,000 my profit. Yeah, 5,000 is a big difference on where I place on the leaderboard. So I can't lose, but I want to be in a better position. I feel it's important for people to learn in a stress-free environment. I was unemployed when I first deposited money in a broker to try and trade and make money to pay bills. Yeah, that was not going to end well. I found it that it is hard when you see the evaluation account as savior for your actual situation. I've been in the place where I had no job and tried passing a challenge. Yeah, I agree. Is the market risk on or risk off mood? I think that they're going risk on right now, at least the US markets. Will MFF offer Euro accounts in the future? Hopefully. We're trying at the moment. We've just done a few things, which at some point there will be an announcement about it, and that will hopefully open us up the ability to accept euros and trade in euros. Is it possible to not withdraw the profit bi-weekly but every end of the month? Yes. Because then you're just skipping one pay period, right? And you can actually, if you advise us that that's what you want, I think we can accommodate that. We're fine with that. Don't worry, Josh, US 30 new H1 candle is going to rally. I would hope so, but we'll see. This is kind of encouraging because this zone is being respected. That was a 1 minute zone. Actually, I could probably expand that to being like this and using the pin bar top. It would be worrisome to come down here. Actually, it would be almost worth shorting. If it comes down here, it pulls back and then goes down. But if this trade hits my stop, that's it for me from the MFF versus trader. So hopefully it works out. That's all I can say. I'm not a guy to say it definitely will. But yeah, if the new 1 hour makes a new high, which the formation kind of has that, but it also has a potential for like a little spike down and then up. That would be awesome if we make a new high here. But candle daily is different, hard to analyze. Well, I mean, this pin bar, this is a pretty obvious piece of price action, to be honest. Especially on a product like the Dow, which is 99% bullish, and then every now and then it's bearish in general. When you see a bar that's that bullish, then it should give you a pretty good indication of what the next day is going to do. The one thing I didn't expect is this wick down here. I thought that it might hit the 50 again and go up, but not push down so much. But that comes from the Asian market, so the sentiment is different. Thanks, Sarindu. It's nice to see you here. How do you clear the quantity number in the back office shopping cart? I want to make a particular purchase for one of my accounts. Okay, so what you do, Tom, is you go back to myforexfunds.com, the home page. In the top right corner, there's a little bag symbol. Click on that, and then a little thing will come across from the right of the screen, which will be your cart. And there'll be an X there, and you can clear it, and then you can put just one in for the next time. It's a nasty system. It's based on a plugin that we have. We need to fix it, obviously. But at the moment, that's how you do it. Really, congrats, philosopher. That's good. It's good to see more people passing. Very important. I'm just checking something. If I book an evaluation with a code now, will I be able to start it in like a month's time? Yeah, just let us know, and we can do that for you. Usually it starts just from your first trade. Uh, is the website on WordPress? Yes, it is. Not all of it, but some of it is. And that's actually what we're trying to change now, because that's the cause of the website issue that we had on Tuesday. I'm still in uni currently on 10k eval on my last card, and I will be going back to demo if I failed the last one, but I want to work more on my emotions, and to be honest, that is very hard mentally. Yep. I very much know that, because from this stream, I have to say the first few days were rough. One of my values is 1 week away from ending, and I'm around break even. When this ends, can I wait to start the retry? Yep, you just have to email us and let us know, but you still have to be in profit or above break even to get the retry. So make sure that you are. Sorry, I was just reading a complaint that I'm gonna have to try and rectify. Now I am discouraged, because I think the pullback bar might be the one that comes. Righty, let's look at something else here. Gold still in the range, still winding up. The only reason that I think that it's possible it won't go up is because this was broken from the spike, and this was a pretty good support level, and you can see that it was ranging for a long time there. This is a 4-hour chart, so you got like 2 weeks in there of range, which to the detriment of many gold traders. But I still think that it's winding up. So next week, I think that you're looking at gold up here. That's my opinion. Did MFF consider having monthly trading tournament, like traders pay small fee, you limit number? So I guess this is kind of that, right? But we're not looking to give out too many free accounts. We're trying to just one every 2 weeks. That would be great, because we have to keep track of them. Gold is in a wedge 1 hour. I feel it will break out soon. Yeah, I think so. Murtuza, hey man. So that coupon is until Monday now. We extended it. So if there's a problem, we can fix it. Let's hope that this trade works out. Sorry, I'm getting like 150 messages. Josh, how do you manage your psychology, especially being FOMO? FOMO, it's different because when you need the money versus when you're just trading, it's a different mindset. So for example, I work for MFF, but at the same time, I am okay financially, so I don't have a need for not an immediate need anyway, right? I'd love money, but you know, so I'm more likely to take things that would be considered somewhat conservative, and I don't trade much. FOMO traders generally trade a lot. They feel like they have to be in the market, like they're missing out of trades, and actually half the time the best trade is to not trade, right? You should only take the really short trades. And you'll find that what happens is when you get used to doing that, you learn that your money goes up faster if you're not taking so many trades than if you were to take so many trades. And then once you see that happen in real time, you stop taking so many trades. It's that simple. But you have to figure out the practice of not over trading. If gold get to 1785 in 1 hour, I will sell down to 1781. I don't know, gold hasn't been moving, so you could be right. Yeah. The real truth about trading is that if you are in need of money, like desperate need of money, like to pay your bills, you shouldn't trade. You should find a job, because that will for sure pay your bills. When you have a comfortable life, it's much easier to trade because it doesn't mean as much. It still means something, obviously, but it's not as do or die, right? So you can even take days off. It doesn't affect your life. And that's a big part of people who are FOMO trading or high risk trading, or all in on every trade. Yeah, I know, right? New York City cops, they're everywhere. They use sirens all the time, but actually I think that was an ambulance. In my neighborhood, it's usually ambulance. Last week you talked about different prop firm models. What about prop program where you can only use profit from account to buy? More evaluation accounts, of course, with limited participants and lower account size. Maybe. I think that's kind of Ponzi-ish. At least that's my first impression. What I'm more along the lines of newer programs that involve better risk management and controlled risk management. So having tools in place that make traders trade like traders and not like gamblers, because I can say without even looking, 80% of the trades that are currently on the server are gambling-like trades. They're so big and they don't make sense. A lot of our traders don't use a stop loss either, which, yes, sometimes you are disciplined enough to close losses, but I would say that the majority are not. Hey Josh, are we allowed more than one extension on the evaluation if we are above break even? August has been tough with the low volume. If we have a cap at 30 days, so if you have like a 5-day extension, then we can probably extend again, but 30 days is the maximum extension. That's 2 months. Can't go more than that. Hi coach, your US 30 trade, you use fixed lots, you risk based on percentage. So my lot size calculation is based on the average stop loss of 50 points, right? So most of the time I'll have a stop tighter than 50, but 50 is like a general rule, right? And like today it was like 63 to start with, but I moved it up, and but that in this case was 1.5%. Normally I make 50 is 1%. But in this challenge, you kind of have to risk a little bit more to keep up with the guys. But that's how I calculate what my stop loss is and then put a lot size on that in terms of percentage. What about stipulating max percent risk? That will eliminate all in traders. Yep, but it will also eliminate most traders. What I'm thinking, because it's not a we thing, this is more an idea of mine, is to cap a daily, but not take someone's account if they hit it type situation. So you still have your 12% overall, let's say, or if it's 10% or whatever. But you cap it daily at like 2%. Sorry. And then each time they hit the daily, then we mentor them and make sure it doesn't happen again. That's the whole idea. Whether that works or not, I don't know. I don't think many people would buy it right now because they're more into the all-in trading. I think it's gonna rain if that's why I'm sneezing. I tried to hold it in. For gold, I go small lot and don't use stop loss. It's extremely volatile, and often I get direction right, but stop loss is difficult. I still have a flexible stop loss in my head. You have to be sure, though. You have to be ready to take a loss. That's very important. If you're not ready to take a loss, then you shouldn't trade. Thanks. Doing good, Jonhard. Doing good. The trading angels have blessed me today. Now I'm gonna go all nasally and someone's gonna call me drunk again or something like that. At least it proves that I wasn't lying about my allergies when the last guy called me a drug addict or whatever. Don't know if I like this price action. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. I am hoping to get out of this trade to end the stream, but it just keeps me live, doesn't it? Taking 50% won't hurt anyone here. It'll hurt me. I need to be over 108. Because I want to be in the top 5. I'm not going to win, but I want to be in the top 5. And I need to be over 108 to be in the top 5. At least for now. I haven't checked the status of everyone else, but I believe that is the case. So I am hoping, otherwise I'll end up 6th, I think, if I hit my stop loss, 6th or 7th. Half of the people who were in the MFF versus trader lost their account 2 days ago. I have a script that calculates every trade to my 1%, which also scales me up as my account grows. Is that magic keys or something? I see a lot of people using things like that, and they put the trade number, the trade lot sizes are very strange. It's like 3.71 lots, and I'm just not used to that personally. Like, what's the point in the 0.01, right? Why don't you just go 3.7? Let's say I'm up 3% for London session, and that means that my drawdown for the day goes to 8%. If it's in the same day, yes. So you can lose that profit in the same day, but not the next day. Do you provide trading credentials during weekend or need to wait till Monday? We do it all. We're working 24/7 now. I think live chat, we have 6 hours without live chat on the website, and that's on Sunday. What is the criteria you choose for the contest? So for this one, we chose some people on live accounts. We chose some people on phase 1, and we chose people who opted in, and we made a big, like, I think it was 26 or 24 people leaderboard. And the next one we'll just do opt-in, and it'll be 20 people. Being on the top 5, top 6. It's for the MFF versus trader promotion. That's what it is. So there's a promotion going on, and the winner gets a 100K account, or their account refunded, or they get to pass phase 2 and get their account refunded, depending on what their status of their account was. But I am the trader for the company, so I'm like the house edge, supposedly. But the guy who's winning is on a live account, so he'll get a free 100K evaluation if he wins. Like, if someone doesn't overtake him, someone might. It probably won't be me. It's free. It's called Easy Order. It places lines on the chart, and you can move stop loss line, and when you enter, it calculates your lots. Very simple effect. Okay, cool. I'll check it out. It might be handy for some other people. For me, I just do like round figures. 25, 5, 1, 2, 3. You know. I try not to be so specific, because I like to calculate in my head too, right? So having sense and stuff would annoy me a little bit. Still waiting on this trade. I wonder if this is going to draw. Maybe that's the problem. This one was for 100K, yes, but we're going to open it to all the sizes next round. So we've had some website issues, so we're fixing those first, and then I will announce the new details for the next one. You haven't missed out yet, so don't worry. We'll announce it. It'll be in Discord, social media, and on the site, and you'll get to see. But we'll probably have all the account sizes next time. Usually, what is your usual trading hour like? Lately, I don't trade too much. The stream sort of brought me back into it, but New York Open. I used to live in Europe, and in Europe I was trading London hours. but I don't live in Europe anymore, so it's a bit more complicated. It just doesn't want to send it to my take profit. Just doesn't want to do it. If you're new to the stream or you're new here, we have a coupon going at the moment. Is thank you MFF 10, capital T, capital Y, capital MFF, and it gives you 10% off a new evaluation account. If you're just chilling out with us, welcome as well. If you want to subscribe to the channel, it would be much appreciated. Help us grow. I will be filming a bunch of videos as well about our services, about our traders. Like I'll be doing analysis of people who have passed, people who have failed, doing some tutorials. I'll probably have some live streams as well in the future. And on top of that, probably we will be doing more podcasts with Murtuza. Probably on a Monday we'll have one. We were going to have one today, but there's just too much backlog of issues we have to solve today. So we'll do it on Monday, which is basically a company update and letting people know what's going on and that type of thing. And then we have the Discord if you want to join and chill out too. Again, you don't have to be a customer or a trader of MFF for you to be part of our community, so by all means you're welcome. I'm curious, you have been trading for so long and profiting from it. Do you still dedicate your weekend for back testing and enhancing your trading knowledge skills? No, and I never have, to be honest. I've always done testing in a demo environment with a live ticker. Back testing, visual back testing and stuff, you can do it during the week. You don't need the weekend for that. My weekends with trading, there was a time when I felt like I missed the market, but I sort of got over that, really. In Discord, why some channels are locked? Some channels are locked to the account type that you have. How long after we submit the payment before a new evaluation count is set up? It should take you should take less than 24 hours. This week we had some issues, so it is around the 24-hour mark. If it takes longer, contact our support and they will help get it to you quickly. A lot of the time, if someone is missing their details, it's because it's in their spam or junk folder. Sometimes if we send out hundreds in a day, the mail providers will also block some of them. If that's the case, come to us, we'll sort you out with a new one. It's no problem. So if you do have an account with us and you're in Discord, you let our guys know, our moderators, and they'll add you to the locked channel of your type. So if you have an evaluation, phase 1, you'll be in the evaluation chat. Accelerated has a chat. Live accounts have a chat. They're the locked channels that Jason is talking about. And people, it's just like a more insulated community of people with the account. If you message one of the moderators, Jason, and just let them know you have a accelerated account, they'll add you. Is it real account? Are you talking about this one, Madi? This account is a demo account on our evaluation server because it was an evaluation challenge, I guess. What trader prop versus? No, it's the traders in MFF. So it's me. I am working for MFF and I'm trading against some of our traders. I'm not winning. Let me be clear on that. But I'm hopefully going to be in the top 5. Hopefully. And then we'll do this again. I think Connor or Yavuz are the next ones up on the chopping block, but they won't be streaming. They'll be doing videos of the trades, because they don't have the streaming equipment, and they're on the other side of the world, so I can't get it to them right now. I really wish that this bar would just go to my take profit, but I might have to wait till the end of the hour. You should do a trading myth debunk series. Maybe. I could do that, but it would anger quite a few people, and I'm not sure I want to do that, so maybe. Do MFF have in-house trader to trade MFF funds too? Yes, but not in the same way that you guys trade. It's more about the risk. So like you guys all trading on live accounts, let's say, the trades are going to the market, and then we're mitigating risk with internal trading. So we make sure that we don't go bankrupt with our own trading. It's different type of trading. It's got very little to do with charts and, you know, averages and stuff. It's not speculating. Of course, this trade wants to just sit there and make my day go longer, I think. Oh, my nose again. I almost want to do a survey of whether people think my stop loss will be hit or my take profit will be hit here. Because it's kind of in one of those zone areas where it could go either way. What do you guys think? Up or down? We have zone, trend line. We have this zone here, which I've just extended a little bit. And then that zone there is where my take profit is. My stop loss is above that zone, but it was a different little zone. Not that one. It's below that one. So you have a break of this one, take profit, break of this one, stop loss. All right, Justin, thanks a lot. I'm happy to see you. How does market manipulation work in Forex? Man, that's like a very long, you could write PhDs on that. If you've paid attention to like the HSBC and the Citibank guys who are rigging swaps, that's one way you can manipulate markets. So statistically, since everyone, including myself, thinks it's going to go up, it should go down, statistically. So if it does go up, that just means that we are we are ahead of the curve, so to speak. I think that would be an accurate description. If it goes up, we are ahead of the curve. But statistically, since everyone said up, it should go down. I mean, I'm nervous because it hasn't closed above, like closed above. It's spiked in the wicks, but it hasn't closed above that zone, which, although it's an old zone, it seems to be holding pretty true. And I use that zone for my take profit because I actually had that trade, but both scenarios could actually be right. Could go down and then up, but I would say this bar is likely the way that it's forming now, which is at half hour, is more likely to break the bar. Maybe not hit my take profit, but break the bar. That break the zone, then to go down to this one. So if we're ahead of the curve, then that's good. We've done our job. We've done our job. Fortunately, my allergies have gone away now. Need to hit previous liquidity, so up. Yep. But it's that kind of at a point like that. That takes some partial. Yeah, I'm ordinarily I would have closed my profit, right? Who's gonna laugh at $4,000 in a day? No one. But because of the challenge, I am holding on. I'm holding on, and I can't win unless I moved my take profit all the way up and then hoped. That would be a big Hail Mary. But at least I can get top 5, and I think that would be a very good result, and it would also be a pass of an evaluation, right? So I'm $500 off passing, and I would have done it in the 10 trading days, even with I think we checked it was like 7 point something % drawdown. Josh, where are you from? I'm from Australia, but I live in the US. I live in New York. It's good that you're here, man, because I share such an awesome gift with you, and that is our name. The momentum is gaining. Yeah, it's coming. I don't like how slow it's been, and we're going into New York lunch. Maybe the lunch traders will push it. The banks laughs in millions. Yeah. Try verify my address. Is there a place to upload the document? There is in the website if you can log in, but there are some people having login issues right now. If you email evaluation, if it's evaluation at myforexfunds.com with the details, either they will deal with it or they will pass it to the appropriate person to deal with it. Can I show EU and XAU spread? There's XAU, there's EU. 0.2 for EU, 15 for XAU. Yesterday, my EU trades, which was fading, and it took forever. Fading and taking forever is not nice. Made me $40 or $30, one or the other. My risk on this one was 1.6%, so it was about 60 points, and I moved it after the initial move up. So it went from 60 to 40, and then 40 to break even, and then break even to, I think it's plus 13 now or something. I'm not going to tighten it anymore. I should. Ordinarily, I would put it somewhere up here. I should, but because of this challenge, I want to give it enough space to have a chance to hit my take profit, because it's something meaningful to me, I guess. Are those the spreads we can expect on accelerated? Yes, all the spreads on valuation, accelerated, rapid are the same if it's on the TGG server. Profit is still profit for EU, yeah. But it felt like I should have traded like 3,000 lots to make that trade worthwhile. Because it just didn't move. It wouldn't even move a pip. It was really annoying. So let's see if it clears. Yeah. $30 commission's covered. Well, it's $30 after commission. Like it was, so that's 60 or whatever. It was 2 lots. 2 lots or 3? I think it was 2 lots I had open. But like I wanted to teach fading, but I chose EU because of my treasuries history and just I'm just not used to the slow markets anymore. It makes my head hurt. Like really hurt. Like I want some action. Is Murtuza mad you called him a fat lady? I didn't actually call him that. People can assume what they wish to assume, and I will neither confirm nor deny. But the one thing I love about Murtuza is he can take a joke. And I have a wicked sense of humor. So the two go together, right? He's talking about the stream title, Gyondhard. See, it's this type of price action where ordinarily I just close it and give up because, and then it ends up going my way because it's a bit choppy. I just wonder how much selling is still in the market. Because yesterday as well, I was like, when these bars occurred, I was curious as to whether it's just going to shoot back up or what. And then this type of bar happened, and I'm like, there's still a lot of sellers in the market. Started broke. Have you contacted our support team? They will be able to expedite any missing account details. Usually it takes 24 hours. It has been longer this week because we had a website issue, but it should be clear now. So contact the support team on the website, and they'll get it to you quickly. Unfortunately, we've had so much growth that our business systems have had a bit of issues, but we're fixing them. No worries, man. And like, I'm sorry that it was a delay. It's just unfortunate circumstances this week. What's the commission for each lots on currency and metals? It's $3 per lot. What is the average age of traders at MFF? That's a good question. We have on live. We have a very broad range because we have some traders that are over 60. But I would say that the majority are in their early 20s. Do you think you will get to the point where the account details are sent out within a few minutes? Yes. We're building it. But like, you got to think, right? Our company exploded in June, let's say, when we put the new website and server and everything in place. We exploded unexpectedly. We didn't expect to grow that much, that fast. And those types of IT projects usually take like 6 months. So we're sort of pushing hard to get it done quicker. But whilst in the meantime, we have to sort of catch what we've got now. It's a really complicated system. So what we're trying to do now is get as many IT professionals from as many places as possible to do one project each and fix everything quickly. So we've got like dashboard, we've got web integration of dashboard into the main website as well. We've got a whole bunch of projects that needs to be done, but they're all months long projects that we're trying to do in a month or 2 months, right? So it's very, very complicated. Is that $3 round turn? Yes. How old is the youngest trader at MFF? 18. We don't accept anyone younger than that. And I know there are a few of them actually on smaller live accounts, so like 10Ks and 20Ks. I do have to go and work, so I'm gonna give this 20 minutes more. You guys know where my take profit is. I'm not moving it. So if the stream has to end, it's clear on what will happen with the trade, and I won't be trading anymore after this. Did you ever have an idea that you would be running a prop firm? How did you get mixed up in this? I don't own the firm. I'm just a director in the firm. I ended up in this company by coincidence. I offered to help them because there was back when they had other brokers, I knew the owner of a broker and I offered to introduce to resolve an issue. And from there we got talking, and then I ended up working for the company. It was coincidental. I came as a trader and ended up working. That's just the story, basically. They like me, I like them, so be it. I sent my order number in the chat box on the side. Is that good? Yeah, and your email too, and someone will talk to you there too, and we'll get it to you as quick as we can. After passing evaluation live, can we hold trade over the weekend? On evaluation, you can always hold over the weekend. A few days ago, you mentioned that MFF traders will be able to trade in TradingView platform for free. What is the update regarding this? Well, the same as a few days ago, really. The guy who's going to be responsible for implementing it starts next week, and then hopefully it'll be a few weeks and then it's up. We haven't done the integration before, so we're not entirely aware. And it also requires some security that we have to build, so that might take a bit longer than expected, but it'll be hopefully within the next month. Hi Josh, sorry, just came in and a bit later knowing this 2-week competition, but can you show me the link? Tried to find it inside the blog section, can't find it. Yeah, it's on Discord and it's on social media at the moment, like Instagram. We will post the final one tomorrow or the next day, one or the other. It's a Yavuz's job and he's actually traveling at the moment, so I will talk to him about which day we will launch it. It could be Monday, but most probably sometime over the weekend. We'll put it on the blog, we'll put it on social media, it'll be there. We haven't been too good at keeping it updated, mostly because of the issues that we had with the site and the server on Monday. So we've been sort of catching those issues before doing the leaderboard, because it's a manual thing. So the next one we'll keep it more updated. Your trading has shown us how you can be down in your account, not commit a violation, and bring your account back into profit. Yeah, and I preach this a lot. If you can stay in the game, you have a chance to come out of it. If you overtrade, that's pretty much it. May I know why Accelerate can't hold trades over the weekend, but after passing evaluation, you can hold? So there are way more live accelerated accounts than there are live evaluation accounts. The rules of evaluation, we have kept them. And we don't want to change them, right? And we can function because we hold enough liquidity margin to handle weekend trading of evaluations. Then we launched Accelerated, and that's a lot more live trading going on, which means we have to cover weekend margin. So on the weekends, to hold trades over the weekend at liquidity, you have to put more margin, right? But we have like 1,000 or 1,500 accelerated accounts. If they all held trades over the weekend, we would have to move tens of millions, if not $100 million into liquidity just for the weekend, which means that then we wouldn't be able to pay out on the weekend as we do, because that money would be stuck for 2 days. So rather than make a huge problem, we just said, okay, accelerated, no weekend trading. Hello, I paid for a valuation account. Was there some point in the process that I was supposed to pick which broker I want? Because I didn't see that. No, we operate our own trading server with our own liquidity. So there's only one option. We don't trade with other brokers. When we did, it was quite problematic. So we took control of it ourselves. So what you see on my screen is what you will get in your evaluation account. Sorry, there's only one. Yep. And the broker, I guess you could say, is us. Yeah, I mean, if you think about all prop firms, futures or not, it's always best to be your own person and control your liquidity and everything, because can you imagine if we have 3,500 traders and the broker decided to go rogue, what would happen? Oh my God. You should have all these questions already typed up and ready to copy paste. I think we have on the live chat, we have things. How much do you pay bi-weekly? Because the amount I received was lesser. I need to know more. Is it your first payout for evaluation, or bi-weekly? It means it's your second payout because the first is in a month, or is it accelerated account? Can you tell me more, Victor? Is there still aggressive versus standard evaluation? No, we instead added a 200k account, which is the same as 100k aggressive was, because the most popular aggressive account was 100k. And all the other aggressives, if you just buy the one that's double what you would have bought, it's the same price, and actually it's more drawdown. So the thing that we got rid of the aggressive account is because we had a bunch of them on live and every single one of them lost, except for one who's now on regular. Can we trade whatever? Yes, you can. You mean the evaluation's second payment? Right, so your first payment would have been 75%, which would be the month. The second one would be 80%, and the third one would be 80%, and then after that you would get to 85% from that on. If the payment is wrong, you send us a message to billing or contact our support team on the website, and we'll take a look at it. And if it is wrong, we will send you whatever is missing. Sometimes mistakes happen. Payments are done with our hands, so humans can make errors. But yeah, if you contact us, we'll take a look, and if there's a mistake, we'll definitely rectify it. Highest payout is around 30k. It's I think it's in the high 20s, 28 or 29, something like that. We pay out 10 or 20, 15 odd Ks per week. You can trade whatever crypto. Yep, you can trade whatever's on the server. Our website does have anti-crypto rules, but we've changed that. So ignore what it says about crypto on the site and go ahead and trade it. It's fine. We have one guy who's on live trading crypto and he's doing quite well, so that's fine. I noticed that some people on some groups were trying to say that we're trying to trap people with that, but we haven't banned anyone for that. So can we combine accelerated accounts to enter one trade? What do you mean? Hey Mahdi, if you go to myforexfunds.com and have a look, you will see what accounts we offer. There's 3 accounts that are our base offering. There's a lot of details to them, so it's best to go through it. I can't verbalize it very easily. I'm not a sales guy, so I don't know how to express it nicely to you. But if you look at the website, then if you have questions, you can come and ask them. I'm happy to answer. It takes 4 years to scale the 100K to 300K. Yeah, but you can do other evaluations and get 600K. And then it takes 3 months to get like 80K more or something like that. I'm very bad at math right now. Accelerated accounts, I'm not sure what you're meaning, Gary. You can't combine them, but you can copy them. Yes, not many people go the full distance. There are actually a lot of accounts that aren't in profit but aren't in violation. They're just sort of sitting there. They've been there for a few months. They haven't made profit. They're trading, but very small. So that sort of skews the statistics a little bit. But yeah, a lot of people get to live account and go crazy with it and lose it due to drawdown. If we have 2 accelerated accounts, do we have to enter trades on both accounts? Yes, because the scaling gets all messed up if we combine them. If we combine them, then we have to measure every single person's account, and we already have some back-end issues. I'm not going to deny that, and this would just make it even worse. So it's best to keep it simple, and it's probably best for you guys too if we keep it simple. Some things sound nice in theory, but it can complicate things and make problems, and it's bad for you too, right? Best to keep it simple, just like trading. Keep it simple, stupid. All right, I've coming up on 2.5 hours. I really need to get to work, so if you have any more questions, drop them in the chat. You see where my take profit is, it's not moving. You see where my stop loss is, it's not moving. So you can assume one of the 2 get hit today. I am on vacation next week. I might stop by for a stream on Tuesday or Thursday just to chat with you guys and do some analysis or something. Obviously it won't have as much meaning as these ones, but we can catch up or whatever. Sorry. We'll have the podcast on Monday, I think, with Murtuza as well. So there'll still be some video content and an opportunity to talk with you guys from next week too. But overall, I will be on vacation. If you violate a live account and still have profit, do you scratch the profits? It depends. If you have just having a bad run and you violate, but you're still in profit, we will give you 50% of the profits, providing that you have 3 things. Stop loss on every trade. You're not trading the size of a bank, and you have managed to last 10 trading days. If you have those 3 things, you will get 50% of your profit. If one of those things is missing, we will analyze your account more. And if we see that you are within decent risk management things, we will give you some of your profit and maybe start you in phase 2 again, or it just depends on the situation. But if you have those 3 things, you will get your 50%. And we have done that multiple times with multiple traders who have violated but have stayed in profit, but they have obeyed risk management rules. So if you do that, you will get paid. If you have no stop loss, it's your second day and your trades are enormous, then don't expect us to respect the capital like you haven't respected the capital. And that's just being blunt, right? Because if you're all in on every trade, you shouldn't be trading prop to begin with. If you hit your take profit, what do you think your ending balance will be? Something like 8.5k profit. Thanks for all the info and your time. Enjoy on vacation. Thanks, Vanja. My vacation will probably be Netflix and pizza and maybe some cycling, or I'll definitely be going to the gym a lot, and just doing things that I like to do. But I wouldn't be surprised if I end up helping out with work as well, but we'll see. It depends. Hopefully next week is very smooth for us, so then I can just sit back and relax and enjoy. I do appreciate all the nice things you guys have said. I really do appreciate it. Maybe I haven't expressed that enough, but during this 2 weeks, having you guys here has been very important for me, because it has been mostly friendly. I think only one day we had a troll, and even the troll sort of left because he wasn't getting anywhere with it. So that was good. It's good to have like a supportive, nice community, and I'm very appreciative of that. So thank you guys. With all that being said, I'm going to end this stream. It has been a pleasure, and I'm glad that I ended up instead of down, because it looked pretty shaky in the beginning. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, please, and jump in Discord as well, and participate in the community. You don't have to have an account to participate. What's the highest payout recorded? I really want to be on top of the leaderboard when I start. I think we've paid out like 28 or 29k. The leaderboard in this is for the promotion, which ended today, and the leader is at 112k, so he's up 12%, which is great. I didn't win, obviously, and I don't have a chance to win, but unless he opens a trade and loses his account, and the other 3 people ahead of me do as well. What's your Insta ID? My Forex Funds. That's the Instagram account. My Forex Funds on Facebook as well. And if you jump on our website, there are links to Discord, Insta, Facebook, and we also have a live chat if you want to chat there. Yeah, so I will probably put a survey up in Discord to find something more regular, like to figure out like a regular stream type thing. Probably maybe sometime next week or the week after, I'll put it up there. Look out for the next MFF versus Trader promotion as well. That will, it's either Connor or Yavuz who will be trading, right? And he'll be doing videos for their trading. It's going to be open to everyone, so look out for that promotion as well if you want to enter. It'll be on the blog. There'll be a landing page, Instagram, Facebook, and Discord. How much is the most successful trader on MFF making per month? About 8%, 9%. My ID, not prop firms. No, I don't have Instagram, so I'm an old man. I don't use those things. I have WhatsApp, and that's it, but I'm not giving out my phone number, so close the trade. It's at 10. I need more than that, because the 5th place guy just passed his evaluation, which is 108, right? So I need this trade to hit my take profit to be sure that I'm ahead. So again, thank you guys for being here. I'm going to close the stream now so I can get to work on the issues that we've been having. If you do have any issues or you have any questions, jump on the website, use the chat. Our guys are there to help you, and we will always rectify any problem that occurs. So thank you again, and I will see you guys soon.